to talk about today is inbound marketing. Chris asked me to share the one strategy that's really driven our agency to the next level. So what is inbound marketing? Inbound marketing is great content that can be discovered on the internet, on Google, on iTunes, on YouTube, on social media, that positions you as the expert to the niche that you serve. That makes it kind of without question that you understand that type of business, that you can get great results, and that you are the go-to person, right? If you've got that kind of content out there, people will inevitably come to you. The other key piece to getting inbound leads and opportunity is having a database, right? And more important, a database of people that know, like, and trust you. I'm a big fan of Dan Kennedy and especially Frank Kern, and I was at the Info Summit probably like 7 or 8 years ago, and one of the things that really stuck with me that Frank Kern said was, the money isn't in the list, it's in the relationship with the list, right? So you have to be in a place where the people in your niche that are sitting in your database know, like, and trust you. They have a relationship with you before they even try to do business with you. And you have to be rolling out new relevant content on a consistent basis. Really, that's the crux of inbound marketing. Is this making sense so far? You guys with me? Okay. So what usually happens is we wind up with a list of some sort if we're doing any proactive marketing, right? We join the association of the niche. Like William said, you climb one mountain, I'm going to really encourage you find that mountain and you go deep with it, right? Don't just cold call a couple people. Join the association, get involved, and get a list. You do marketed leads, like you run some Facebook ads, you run some pay-per-click advertising, you get people to raise their hand. And ideally, you're doing some cold email, right? There's great tools out there to scrape databases and just make cold introductions to people to get their attention. But what happens usually is those people don't convert. 99% of the time, they have some interest or they show no interest, but they're in our database and they don't convert. And really the question becomes, what are we doing with them after they wind up in our database? And the sad reality is often nothing happens. Or we don't have a database, which is even a bigger concern, right? The power is in the relationship to the list. And the most important thing you can be doing on a weekly, monthly, annual basis is building your list and developing a relationship with them. So what do we do? How do we nurture the database? Well, from what I've found to work well, you want to touch them 2 to 3 times per week via email. And you gasp. 2 to 3 times a week? Man, well, they might get annoyed. I don't even send them an email once a month. Deliverability rates the way that they are, most of the times they don't see your email. People are extremely busy, so it's really hard to get their attention. One of the most powerful things we did was we started touching the people in our database multiple times. And really what we want is for them to go, and this is Chet Holmes, the ultimate sales machine, to go from, I've never heard of this guy, he claims to understand internet marketing for plumbing and HVAC contractors, to, I've heard of that guy, he kind of showed up at a couple places and I've gotten a couple emails from him, to, yeah, that guy's really annoying. I mean, he's a little bit annoying. He emails me all the time. He sends me stuff in the mail and I'm kind of irritated, to, yeah, maybe I'll give him an opportunity. Sounds like he knows what he's doing and he's pretty persistent, to, yeah, I'm a client and that guy's amazing, right? That's the kind of marketing you want to do to the people within your database. And we want to add value in these 2 to 3 touches. So when we're sending these emails, it's not, hey, what's up? You ready to do some internet marketing? Hey, I can help you get 5 or 6 new leads a month. It's value added. It's how can you generate better results online? How should you optimize your website for conversion, right? It's things that they will find interesting and relevant. That way you're not showing up and bugging them, but you're showing up with value. And we want to nurture the database and ultimately offer help, right? You can't just put out content and hope that someday somebody says, well, that guy was pretty cool. How do I chase him down, right? Offer the opportunity. Let them know, hey, this is what I do. This is what I specialize in. I would love the opportunity to show you how I can help. And I promise you, if you build a database and you start to put out relevant content on a consistent basis, you're going to get clients coming to you with very low sales resistance. So what I've found a shortcut to do this, because that sounds like a lot of work, right? Emailing them a bunch of times and then coming up with content all the time. Like, that's a lot of work. How does anybody have time to do that? The shortcut I've found is that one topical webinar on a monthly basis can be the ultimate lever for your digital marketing agency growth. And I'll kind of explain how and why. So we talked about we want to grow our database, which means we want new people getting into our database on a monthly basis. And then we also want to nurture that database, right? We've got to be touching them on a consistent basis. We've got to be adding value to them. So how does webinars help with this? Well, when you do a webinar and it's on a relevant topic to your niche, to your database, we can syndicate it in a lot of different ways. Really, all it is a video, right? And we take that video of the webinar that we conduct, we can get it up on YouTube, we can get it up on iTunes, the audio part of it. We can take the slides and put it up on SlideShare. We can share it out to the groups and the pages that we're in that our prospects hang out at. And doing that is discoverable content out on the internet, right? Yes? And if we close that content in an intelligent way that says, hey, if you found this interesting, you like more ideas and strategies on how to grow your plumbing or HVAC business, I've got this great implementation guide. You can download it by going to plumberseo.net/free, and I'll give you the guide completely free of charge. That means every piece of content that you put out draws people into your funnel, adds them to your database, and gets them into this long-term nurture thing I'm going to be talking about. The other thing we do with webinars is it gives us the ability to nurture the database, because we have a reason to invite them via email every month. There's something about a live event that gives you permission to email them about the event. Hey, it's going to be on Thursday at 2 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. And you can send a couple emails about that, right? And then a reason to send them another email after it's done. Hey, don't know if you were able to attend the webinar or not, but it was awesome. Go here and watch the replay. So now you've got a reason to touch the database a couple times, which inevitably nurtures them. Does that make sense? Raise your hand if it makes sense. Okay. So what we're talking about is developing a systematic process to create new content to nurture our database on a consistent basis. And again, webinar is the ultimate lever for this. Reason to email the database multiple times. The invite to the webinar, a reminder right before the webinar goes live, a replay after the webinar, hey, in case you missed it. It creates multiple streams of content, right? We've got the live webinar, and that's important, right? People are showing up, and you've got their undivided attention for that brief window of time. The YouTube video that we upload into cyberspace, and it can now be discovered on YouTube. As a bonus, and this is kind of a cool hack, any webinar that you do, I'm going to share some ideas and insights on the types of webinars and how to structure those webinars, but any webinar you do usually has, like 5 or 6 bullets. So just as an example, how to optimize your plumbing or HVAC website for maximum conversion, right? One bullet is make sure that you have pictures and authenticity on your website. One bullet is make sure you get your phone number in the top right-hand corner. And you talk, right? You talk for about 3 to 5 minutes on any given bullet. Powerful hack is to take that little segment, that little 3 to 5 minute video, that piece, and upload it separately on YouTube with your end cap, which says, hey, if you thought this was valuable, you'd like more ideas and strategies on how to market your plumbing or HVAC business online, go back to my website, plumberseo.net/free. Does that make sense? So you've taken one webinar, you've created multiple emails, and you've created probably 5 or 6 separate videos that you can now upload into YouTube, upload to iTunes, and create great inbound opportunities for your plumbing or HVAC business, right? For your agency. The other thing you can do is you can take your webinar and create a blog post on your own company website, right? Which I highly encourage you to do. So you take the video file, you have it transcribed, and you have a great blog post on your website. You take the audio, you can load it up into iTunes. This is very simple stuff. Take the slides, put them up on SlideShare. And then, of course, you're able to leverage all of this on social media. You're creating a buzz. You're sending emails out about a webinar. You're sending emails about after the webinar. You're posting on your company Facebook page. You're posting on the groups that you're in. Hey, there's this great webinar. It's going to be about this topic. Can you guys see how this creates a wave of momentum for your inbound opportunities? Because really what I'm talking about is one live webinar creates at least 3 touches to your database and at least 6 pieces of content that you can then leverage to create this inbound stuff. And again, the big idea is that one new webinar per month can drive your whole content and lead generation engine. So I just want to share an example of this. Jeff Fisher, who used to run a local child care marketing agency. We came in contact about 4 years ago. He was a generalist agency, struggling to get his business to the next level. And in kind of following our model, choose a niche, position yourself as the expert, he decided, yeah, I'm going to go after local child care facilities. And he did that for a little bit, but Jeff is not a very assertive individual. Like, he's an awesome guy. He's very technically savvy, but he's just not an assertive guy that's going to go out and make cold calls and do all kinds of stuff. So he latched on to this concept. Let me do a webinar every month. Let me slice it up. Let me get it up on YouTube. Let me start to syndicate it out. What happened was awesome because he was doing one webinar a month. He was getting like 10 or 15 people to register, and only like 1 or 2 people would show up. And he would kind of come to me and say, I don't know if it works because I don't have enough people looking at my stuff. I don't have enough people attending. But what was awesome was he was landing like 1 or 2 clients every single month from this one strategy. And it started to build because he started to have that content out on the internet that was getting discovered and having people come to him. Fast forward about a year and a half, he grew his business to just shy of 7 figures and sold it to another digital marketing agency. And so this is the power of this concept in the real world, applicable to a digital marketing agency just like yours.
Well, I hope you got great value from that video. If you'd like more ideas, strategies, and techniques on how to really grow and scale your digital marketing agency, I'd like to invite you to join me. I run a free group on Facebook called Local Marketing Agency Success. And there I just share my best ideas and strategies on how to land clients on a consistent basis, how to serve them and really knock it out of the park for them, and how to retain your clients at the highest level possible. So would love to have you join us there. To get there, you can just type in sevenfigureagency.com/group. That's sevenfigureagency.com/group. It'll take you to the Facebook group, and I'll get you added right away. Look forward to seeing you in there. Talk to you soon.